Okay, so the final round of the draft. One last chance to have a crack at a win. Well, I won the first round. That feels like a long time ago now. Against Arfan and Ferrothorn, Kalul Golem, Hitmonchan, Wishcash, Mantine, Muck. Immediately Dragonite stands out. Golem, if it's a rock slide, a rock throw one is going to cause a trouble. But other than that, I'm resisting fast move damage from everything. Or I'm not taking super effective damage from anything. So that's could be a really good safe swap. With that in mind, I want to try and protect that from Golem, and then possibly from the Hitmonchan and Mantine as well. Although the Wishcraft has got Blizzard, but it's going to be very baity, and it's going to take a bit of bravery on his part to bait in that matchup. So I'd be quite happy trying to call just double shielding. I think Dragonite versus Wishcash if we got to that. It's got 4 mons that are weak to Venusaur. Well, certainly 3 in Golem, Hitmonchan, and Wishcash. Mantine isn't going to want to take them on. So that looks good. Ferrothorn and Muck are a bit of an annoying pair for me. I don't have a neutral counter, so that's something to watch out for with the possible exception of Dragonite. I think in 2s, Dragonite will beat Ferrothorn comfortably, but Poison Jab on Muck will do a bit more than Bullet Seed on Ferrothorn, so that's something to watch out for. It's a really strange team that Arfan's got here. Nothing really stands out to me as a he'll definitely bring X or definitely bring Y. But Wishcash and Ferrothorn cover each other really nicely. And Ferrothorn and Muck cover each other really nicely as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something like Ferrothorn, Wishcash, Muck. With that in mind, Scrafty might be a good lead because it'll take on Ferrothorn and Wishcash. And Muck hasn't. Well, Muck's resisting the counter damage, but Scrafty's bulky and Muck's not doing much charge move damage to Scrafty. So Scrafty could be a good lead because it'll do well versus those 3 plus Golden and Wishcash. And then a Ferrothorn and Dragonite in the back. Venusaur and Dragonite in the back, perhaps. And then worst case scenario is Scrafty being led against Muck, and then I can stay in on that and clear the path for the Venusaur later, or certainly use no shields, and then save those shields for Dragonite to try and power through the Ferrothorn with Dragonite. So yeah, I like that line to begin with. So let's see what Arfan does. Okay, so not a great lead. Not a great lead at all. But I can't switch to Dragonite because then I'm just trapped versus whatever he brings in. So as I said, I'm going to plan on staying in. He's got Thunder Punch or Dark Pulse. Thunder Punch is not stab and he's weak. Dark Pulse is going to be resisted and isn't stab. So my far plays should be able to out damage him. So typically you'd think a poison type would be a counter user, but this is a case where that is flipped. I'm going to shield. Maintaining switch advantage is going to be important, although I do have to be careful now that I've only got 1 shield of Dragonite rather than the 2 that I usually like. Don't want to let him have another Thunder Punch. that's annoying. Yeah, I don't want to shield there. I'll just have to hope that I can pull through. Let's go with Venusaur and take a one Vine Whip advantage. And just hope he hasn't got Theraphorn. If he has got Theraphorn, I'll have to switch straight away. But I feel like if he did, he'd have come into it straight away. So he's gone Mantine. So that would suggest to me that the thing he's got in the back is worse versus Venusaur than Mantine. So we're probably thinking Golem or Wishcash. I get the shield. So I want to save the Venusaur, hoping that now I've got a shield I can come through. Fine, if he's got Ice Beam, he's going to kill me anyway, so I may as well let it through. Hope he Bubble Beams. Yep. So now he's going to switch out and save his Venusaur. Yep. Come on then. How much is a Hurricane going to do? I'm very surprised that he's got Ferrothorn in the back, I think. And that he chose to go into Mantine rather than that against Venusaur, but maybe he's not got a Steel move on it. Oh, that's a lot, and that's with a Bubble Beam debuff as well. Oh, not quite. Power Whip. Tank it. I'll stop short of saying Dragonite's bulky. I'll swap out and save the Dragon Claw for later. Clear the debuff. I'm expecting an Ice Beam here. Yeah. So I get now get a Dragon Claw that isn't debuffed, and I've just got to hope that I can Dragon Breath him down, and I can. So that went really well. I was able to turn around the bad lead by sticking to my strategy. Sort of managed to predict more or less what he was going to use. So happy with that. Really happy with that. Mocking Ferrothorn, that pairing could be problematic. The fact that he used Mantine rather than Wishcash makes me less keen on Scrafty. Mantine's really difficult for me to deal with, actually. But I am going to keep Dragonite as that. No, I'm going to lead Dragonite this time, and try and play Rock Paper Scissors in the back and just bank on winning the lead with Dragonite. Sort of playing a numbers game. My only counter to Ferrothorn is a Scrafty, so I have to bring Scrafty. He didn't seem to want to bring Ferrothorn into Venusaur, which suggests to me that he's probably running Power Whip Thunder, in which case Venusaur would be able to take it on in the pinch. So, yeah, I'll stick with the same line, but lead Dragonite, see what happens. That's one thing I haven't noticed about draft, actually, in doing this. I tend to use the same lines of three within the same games very, very regularly. This is perfect because I'd rather have this lined up against Muck, Dragonite lined up against Muck, than anything I've got in the back. Yep. Shield, that would have done a lot. So I'm shielding here. Now what I'm going to do is, I reckon my Dragon Claws are out damaging his poison jabs. So I'm going to go straight for Dragon Claw farm down here. And then I'll be able to throw at the next thing. Yeah. As we saw how much a Hurricane did to a Ferrothorn, even with the debuff. So what's he going into next? Go. Volt Switch. Can I get 2 Dragon Claws? Wow, that does so much damage. The 1 Volt Switch was able to kill me. I'll go Venusaur, see if I can get some Vine Whip farming. Oh, this is great. Now I'm going to have to try and catch the Ice Beam with Scrafty at some point. Missed it. Damn. But I've still got a load of energy on Venusaur. I think I'm in a rough spot here. So my attack's been dropped. No point in going for Power Up Punch to boost it up. Foul Play is just better. I was surprised he Bubble Beamed rather than Ice Beaming though. So yeah, I think what happens here is he comes in and Volt Switches me to kill me, and then he's able to drop a Stone Edge on Venusaur. So unless he's not got Stone Edge, unless he's got Rock Blast, Wild Charge. Wild Charge. Oh, come on then, Venusaur. Yes, that was tight. Okay, so he's still keen on bringing 2 Scrafty counters here. The money changed was Ferrothorn out for Golem. So he's still got the 2 Scrafty counters, or counters, include Muck as one, so I'm going to go back to leading Scrafty. Venusaur isn't, the fact that he's sticking with Mantine rather than Venusaur is concerning, so I'm not going to bother with Venusaur, and instead I might go with Empoleon. No, let's go Seismitoad. Yeah, let's go Seismitoad because that will give me 2 2 switch-ins to Muck, so I can afford to switch out. And then if he does counter swap something into the Muck, maybe Mantine for example, into the Seismitoad, well, I'll be able to drop a Sludge Bomb, but that also keeps Scrafty away from the Mantine as well. So I think I'm going to do the same thing here. Oh wait, I'll try and tank a Thunder Punch. That'd be sensible, wouldn't it? Yes. So I remembered from the first game that he got a Thunder Punch about the same time that I got a Foul Play, so I was able to time that nicely. And he's not switching anything in. Oh, there he goes. Oh, so he was trying to catch the Earth Power there. So I'm going to go for my Sludge Bombs. So this is where Quagsire would have shown its worth as a Mudboy with a potential Stone Edge. But he perhaps isn't familiar with the moveset, and who can blame him? So he shields the Sludge Bomb anyway. Not going to shield, yeah, and it's Bubble Beam, which is nice. So the Sludge Bomb will be doing will be doing less damage now. Yeah, pitiful really. I've got to be careful not to let him foul up too much, otherwise I'm going to struggle against him with Dragonite. I don't want to give him. Oh, okay, so he throws. So that's good. So I'm going to let this die. If he'd have committed to wing attacking me down, that could have caused me trouble. But now he's got less energy, and Fewer shields, and Dragonite can go to work. And look how fast it depletes that bar. I've really enjoyed using Shadow Dragonite this tournament. It's been a lot of fun. In comes the Golem. To the 50% with Dragon Claw, which is just madness. Or from getting to shield, that's fine. Yeah, fine, I'll shield the Wild Charge. Rock Blast, okay, he's called me, that's good. Good play. Go for the pup. Then I'll be able to counter this down and do a lot of damage to a Moke with the boosted foul play. I think I'd rather... no point in risking that. Because I know how much this foul play is going to do, and it's going to be a lot. So yeah, it was nice to see. So this match has shown that the concept behind the team does work to a certain, well, to more than a certain extent, really. Against a team that has no fairy. Yeah, he was struggled to handle the Scrafty Dragonite combination there. So that brings this tournament to an end. Two wins out of 5. Not a great team, and Empoleon really caused me problems of my own making. Having the Charmer, I don't like using Charmers. I just don't like, and same with Razor Leafers. However, given the nature of my team in the whole Dragonite Scrafty thing, picking a Charmer was as much as it was about having a fairy type. It was just as much about denying my opponent a fairy, the rest of the field a fairy type. But I think that might have been a mistake. The problem is that there aren't really many better fairy options without Charmers. Well, there aren't any, like apart from Azul, of course. Cresselia, I guess. Psycho Cut gets the Moonblast quick, which is an option. So maybe that's something I might look at in another draft in the future. But we'll see. Yeah, definitely fun. And I always enjoy using Venusaur. And then Dragonite was awesome, so I really enjoyed it. So yeah, probably going to do more of these live cons, like a one game at a time thing, because they're quite manageable, small chunks, easy for people to watch, rather than the 40-50 minute videos I usually do. So keep an eye out for them, and catch you later.